South Africa is projected to overtake Nigeria to become Africa's largest economy. Source: IMF data from October 2023. Yo, essays, my South Africans, what are you people up to? Are you guys really chasing the African giants like that? You guys are really doing that? South Africa is set to overtake Nigeria to become Africa's largest economy? Nah. How is this even possible? It is about 60 million people against 220 million people. Hey, I'm on Nigeria, giant of Africa. What are you people doing? Seriously. Well, and their source was IMF data. Okay, y'all know IMF, right? The International Monetary Fund. These people give loans to most African countries or most countries, and later we end up having some weird kind of deals with them. They'll just put sanctions and tell you what to do and what not to do. These kind of people, they made this source, okay? So they claim that South Africa is about to bypass Nigeria to become Africa's largest economy. Yep. That's what's up. All right, so I hope you noticed something about African Fact Zone here, okay? They said that South Africa is projected. Key word is what? Projected. That means they have not overtaken Nigeria yet, but they are projected to maybe in the coming years that they may be the largest economy in Africa. They may overtake Nigeria. Okay, so all right, so the IMF data also came in with some easy way to understand this point or what this whole thing is all about. So they share this GDP in current prices, USD billions. Okay, so we have South Africa having $401 billion US dollars. That's their GDP. Okay, GDP for South Africa. And then the second one, we have Nigeria having $395 billion US dollars. Okay, we have Egypt with $358 billion. These are what the GDP per capita, okay, in every country in Africa right now. And as you can see, South Africa is leading with $401 billion US dollars, and Nigeria having $395 billion US dollars. Wow, that's about $6 billion US dollars difference. That's huge. How can a country of 60 million people plus against a country of 20 million people plus, and they have almost 6 billion more GDP than them? That is serious. Now, Giants of Africa, you guys need to wake up, okay? You guys need to wake up. What's going on here? All right, so they have more on the list. We have Algeria having about 239 billion GDP, coming down to Ghana having Ghana having $76 billion. Togo with 10 billion. Some countries have as low as 2 billion. Oh! 2 billion in the GDP. Whoa, what country is that? Whoa. Okay, we have Rwanda having 14 billion. Have 12 billion for Somalia having 12 billion, and you have 4 billion for Djibouti. The whole country's GDP is 4 billion. So that means the whole of Africa combined cannot even compete with India or maybe China. 54 countries against one country, and we may be last between them, because what are these numbers? These figures are really disappointing. A continent having almost everything. Come on, see this. Africa have almost everything. Almost every country in Africa have its own mineral resources. Nigeria is blessed with oil, with gold, with bauxite, almost everything. South Africa also is blessed with oil too, with gold, abundance of gold, diamonds too. Kenya has crazy thing out there. Ghana too, cocoa, Cote d'Ivoire cocoa, and you guys still cannot compete with China and India with GDP with 54 countries. Yo, let's combine Africa already. Let's get Africa as one, because this is serious. All right, so this is what it says here. So the IMF people are saying that projectedly South Africa may overtake Nigeria as the highest or the largest economy in Africa, projectedly. So that means somewhere about 2025, 2026, shouldn't be worried about it, or shouldn't be surprised to you that South Africa will overtake Nigeria. Okay, so as this news was shared on X by African Fact Zone, let's see how twisted Africans took this news, mostly between South Africa and Nigeria. Let's go. All right, so to our first comment, this guy, El Chapo, came in and says, joke of the century, no matter what, they will always be behind Nigeria. Wow, man said no matter what South Africa does, they will always be behind Nigeria. Wow, that's a bold claim right there. Bold claim right there, because we all can really attest to this. South Africa is really one of the most developed countries in Africa, and these guys have really advanced a lot of things here. These guys are moving mad. Okay, so if you have South Africa, if you're in a competition with South Africa, that's a big competitor right there. They're going to give it to you. Seriously. All right, so this one also came in and says, now the time is near for the true giant to emerge. Nigeria and Ghana can now bow down to their boss. Yo, now we have true giants of Africa and have the real giants of Africa, and we also have giants of Africa too. So the South Africans are saying they are the true giants of Africa, and Nigerians are the real giants of Africa. Yo, you people are now fighting between the giants of Africa right now. So we have true giants of Africa and giants of Africa. Nah, Nigerians, you people don't let this one slide. Not let this one slide. What is this? All right, so this Nigerian also came in and says, this is not possible though. Ordinary Lagos economy can go head to head with that of South Africa. ordinary Lagos can go to head to head with South Africa. Bro, have you ever heard a city called Johannesburg? South Africa city, Johannesburg, is crazy. Do you know the GDP there? South Africa have the highest black millionaires in Africa. What are you talking about? They have the highest billionaires in Africa too. Do you know the South African economy, how crazy it is? Top 10 richest companies in Africa. South Africa has about the top 10. The top 10 countries in Africa. They have it all. The first top 10 richest companies in Africa, worth about from 15 billion coming down. It's all South African companies. The only company that comes close to being number 14 is Dangote Cement. Do you really understand what South Africa is about? These people are rich. They are damn rich. South Africa hosted a World Cup. How many countries in Africa that can do that? They hosted it. They can do it again and again. They have hosted the FIFA World Cup. They have hosted the Formula 1 World Cup. They have hosted Rugby World Cup. They have hosted Cricket World Cup. These people can even host anything. Anything, just give it to them. They are highly developed. What are you saying, bro? I know Nigerians have the numbers, have the zeal, have the business, have the economy, you guys have the numbers to do everything you can, but surely between Nigeria and South Africa is way ahead, mostly about GDP per capita. These people, GDP is really, really making sense to their citizens, okay? That's one day. I deal with South Africa on this one. Yeah, I might say I'm a Ghanaian, so I'm being biased here, but true, fact is facts, bro. You guys have the highest number of people, but highest really better in living. You are not touching South Africa. No black African country right now can touch, unless maybe the Arabs somewhere about Algeria or Egypt. These people are up there with South Africa. But when it comes down to we the black economies like Ghana, Nigeria, Burkina Faso, Togo, like that, we are suffering. We are really suffering down here. So this is it. Okay, South Africa is projected to overtake Nigeria to become the African largest economy, with about 401 billion US dollars, whilst Nigeria having 395 billion US dollars. This from African Fact Zone, and their source was IMF 2023. Okay, this has been the Team News in a bit. My name is Vidash Say. I was here to let my Nigerian brothers know that the giant of Africa is there, but we are now going to have true giant of Africa. Yep, that one is also coming up. And when that happens, in any banter that happen, as a Ghanaian, I'm going to rub that in your faces. Yep, but I like this kind of competition though. This is a heavy competition. Now Nigerians know that they need to up their game in order to maintain that largest economy they have in Africa. And South Africa are giving them the run for it. Okay, so no Nigerians, the Nigerian government needs to start exporting more, encouraging more businesses in Nigeria, encouraging people, the professors, the young people who are working or who are schooling there to bring back their knowledge to help Nigeria to compete with South Africa. And as these two economies are growing, together African economy is growing, okay? So I hope this kind of competition happens most in a lot of African countries to boost our economy and to boost our lifestyle, okay? My name is Vidash Say, and as I said, if Nigeria is the giant of Africa, guess what? South Africa is coming as a true giant of Africa. See you guys around.